Welcome to Authentic Truth and Addiction with me, Lisa Wenninger. This podcast is a journey through the life of addiction from the perspective of a mother. My hope is to bring awareness to this difficult topic. We are in the fight for our loved ones' lives against addiction, and it is time to come out of the closet and speak out for those we love most. For me, this has been an eye-opening experience in knowledge, faith, and ability to love through the most trying times. I've learned new boundaries and how to love others where they are. I hope this can help others do the same. Let's go. Homeless hell. We have failed. As a society, we fail at handling homeless situations. We sat here researching the stats regarding those living out on the margins of society, but it is what we all know. Staggering. This crisis hits thousands from every demographic, background, and social class. Whether people are choosing this path or unwillingly forced into it, we have a problem. Some common causes of homelessness are domestic violence, substance use, job loss, mental health issues, lack of affordable housing, and lack of adequate income, to name a few. But this list leaves out why someone landed in any scenario, and we're often blind to their backstory. We walk right by and see through the heart and souls of the homeless humans in front of us. I am a parent of an adult loved one battling substance use. For years, I fought alongside, tried to motivate and lend help in any way I could. I have paid bills, sometimes for months. I have posted bail, bought groceries, clothes, and other items. I opened my home in hopes of change. But the desire for change was outplayed by the desire to be high. Many people call this enabling. I supported stays in treatment facilities, both short and long term. In doing this, I became a guardian of 2 grandchildren, and I have raised them for 4 years. Our previous in-home experiences with addiction became our last. We decided not to allow our home as a living arrangement ever again. Trust has been lost along this journey, and opening the doors opens my heart to pain and mental wellness obstacles I don't have to choose. What we have experienced living with our loved one is nothing we want to repeat. We did not abandon our kids to the homeless unknown. Contacts and options were offered, such as housing, shelters, or treatment facilities. The decision to go rested on their desire to choose at a fork in the road. One found his way to treatment across the country. After being discharged, he chose sober living and remains there today. He has succeeded in recovery for 1.5 years, and my heart is thankful, and I am very proud of him. Our other loved one is currently experiencing the plight of homelessness. After closing our doors to living together, I offered to fly her to a faith-based treatment program in Tennessee. She left after 6 short weeks and tried sober living near her brother. After 2 months, she was back in the mix of her addiction journey. A friend sent her back to Colorado in hopes she would seek help and be motivated around her family. We were not her motivation before she left, so I couldn't find hope in that positive thought. My daughter secured sober living on her own with a grant, and things looked up. I was very proud of her. After 2 months, the cycle repeated as it often does in addiction. The evil in this habit is how it penetrates the brain and mind and has the power to incite chaos at any moment. That is where the disease label comes in. There are fundamental changes made within the brain's chemistry in substance use disorder. Approved with the option of a 30-day treatment facility back in November, my girl said no. And my heart broke again. And here we sit. She went from place to place following one person or another. A couple of years ago, she saved enough money and bought her own car with her own cash. It's now gone. She slept in a tent city, on trains, and I don't know where else. She's experienced hunger, and I have sent food when asked, sometimes to a business with an address, because she doesn't have one. I picked her up a few weeks ago and bought groceries when she was in a hotel room with a kitchen. Sadly, she left there a couple of days later, and I'm not sure what she took with her or what was left. Today, I do not know where she slept, and she has no phone, but somehow messages me periodically through Facebook. I wake up every morning hoping she is still alive. A few days ago, the police stopped them on the street. They were searched and told to leave the town of Parker, Colorado. They had a reservation that night at a hotel, and the hotel did not like all the commotion near their property and made them leave. They're still waiting for their reimbursement. According to the hotel manager, their crime is being homeless and looking shady. So there you go. I believe we all have to face the reality that our choices have consequences, and I do not argue this fact. These young kids and adults living on the streets probably had an alternative option, and they chose not to accept it for one reason or another. Whether we can digest this dynamic in addiction or not doesn't change the situation. If a woman is beaten and won't leave her spouse, we struggle to understand, but we support her. If a veteran in crisis is homeless, we tend to offer a bit of grace in that situation. When a man loses his job, which leads to the loss of his home, we offer compassion and grace. Yet, when people fight substance use and addiction, we call it a choice, and therefore, that's what they get. I can hear it now, but you won't let them back in your home. No, I won't, because I've endured the abuse of addiction. I've lived the unimaginable pain and will not return. I send my homeless loved one shelters and food bank information and beg for her to go to treatment. I stay in contact even when pushed to my limit. I love my children with all I am, but I hate their addiction. I love them right where they are, in the mess or cleanup of bad decisions made in the hell of addiction. I'm not asking society to fix this. I ask the community to see past the dirty clothes and acknowledge the soul behind the hopeless face. Consider researching shelters and supporting them with a monthly giving of a few dollars. Anything would help. Donate non-expired food to keep the pantries well stocked. Donate your time and connect with your neighbor, even those without a home. Homelessness is a nationwide problem. Collectively, we can change the trajectory of this land. We need to look beyond ourselves and live outside our comfortable box. I commit to this today, and I hope you do too. If you live in the Denver area, you might want to research the Denver Rescue Mission and find a way to make a small monthly donation. Or take a look at the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless. Thank you.